I thought we did a good job at that.
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah. Well, it was fun. We'll do it again. Yeah, it worked out real well. It was good too, because I had you and Constantine Kissin and Jonathan Pageau along, and I've also traveled with Douglas Murray and Rex Murphy. And so all of that's all been extremely good to have that second party in there, third party in there to interrogate, right? And to make a different kind of connection with the audience.
And if you'll allow me, you, behind the curtain, off camera, you treat your people very well. And that impressed me throughout. You've risen to quite a bit of influence and notoriety, and people have been twisted by that in certain ways. And I was very impressed by how gracious you were with your staff, with your people, how kind you were.
You know, well, part of that, there's kind of a, what would you say?
I think that's an important thing to note.
It's an important thing to watch for when you're evaluating people.
That's what I was doing.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand that. And it is a real marker for that. You know, like I've traveled with lots of people, and you learn very rapidly who kisses up and kicks down, which is not a testament to the integrity of their personality, but it's also a management style in a way, because we're very selective about who we hire, but also who we keep. And so there isn't anybody around at Peterson Academy or on my tour who isn't doing a stellar and necessary job. And I also understand that, you know, like it's a very it's a very fast-paced enterprise to run a tour like that. And many things can go wrong, especially if you're trying to sustain it across multiple years. Like it's a very unlikely endeavor. And so everybody who is involved, they're given it 100%. And I'm very grateful for that. And they make my life a lot more straightforward, and my wife's life as well.
I saw you delegating.
Yeah.
Without question. And that's a marker too. That I look for that in people. I look for, can they delegate authority? Can they trust people to run with things? And you were basically, to my mind, you were managing things from sort of 30,000 feet above. Yeah. You're giving sort of general orientation. Oh, I want that. Then you'd have specific things here and there. But other than that, people would say, we need to do this, or we need to come here. And you go, okay. And you were just like,
Well, the other advantage, I mean, there's a bunch of advantages to that as a managerial style. I mean, the first advantage is, for me, it frees me up to concentrate on only what's necessary. So when I thought through, well, what's necessary for the tour to work and to continue? Well, it's necessary that Tammy comes along with me and that she has a role and that works. Okay, so that has to be set up, and it is. Then it's necessary for me to get there. Like no matter what, right? I have to be there like an hour ahead, period. And then I have to do a good job. And that's really the three things. And so everything else has been farmed out to other people. You know, the hotel logistics, the flights, the meals, all of the scheduling of my days, other people take care of that. And then if they do that fully, then I'm very happy about that. And they have something that's really crucial to do and can take pride in their work and are committed to it. And if they can't do that, well, then we figure that out very quickly and say, look, this isn't working. And it's just, I learned this even more intensely on the tour than when I was supervising graduate students. There's more play in the system with graduate students. It's easier in a way to not be quite as cut and dried with your decision making, even though that's not a good idea. But on tour, it's like there's no room for mistakes because it's too fast paced. You can't mistreat any member of the audience. Anybody who ever does that is like, no, you can't do that. That's once. Do it again, you're gone. Because I know this, for example, all the people who come to these talks, they want to be there. And in a way, they've opened themselves up, right? Because it's a hopeful enterprise. And hope is a dangerous emotion because it can be dashed.
Yeah.
And so they come there and they're excited, and maybe they meet me. And if I'm polite and welcoming, and so are my staff, then they walk away even enhanced in their hope and their trust. If there's a mistake there, and they get the cold shoulder or anybody's rude, they will never forget that. Never. And they will tell everyone. And you don't have to do that. It's a very small number of people that you do that to before an enterprise like the one we're discussing craters.
Yeah.
Like it's way faster than you think, because a disaffected person can tell 1,000 people and quite effectively. And so if you have 100 of them, that's not so good.
You make it sound, as it is, rational, but there are many athletes and celebrities who have not learned this lesson.
Yeah.
Well,
the other thing you realize too, I think, is that, first of all, one thing I'm acutely aware of is that I could be out in public and people could be throwing rocks at me. Like it could have easily gone that way. And so, and I've had a taste of that more than now and then. And the fact that that isn't happening all the time, that's something to really remember. And in fact, I have the opposite of that pretty much wherever I go. I'm so fortunate because people are very good to me. They're good to me in airports, wherever they meet me. And I'm more than pleased to return the favor. And, you're asking for too much if you have a public face and the benefits of that, and you're not also like thrilled that people are responding to you in that positive manner.
You said that to me multiple times
Yeah.
on the tour.
Oh yeah. Well, you're a fool if you're not continually appreciative of that. So, and all the people around me, all my staff, they're all like that.